You just booted up Big Walk with your friends, and within 5 minutes, someone's already kicked the flashlight off a cliff, and you're all stuck in the dark, arguing about it. That's honestly kind of the point, but there are still a few things you genuinely need to know before you set out. So let's get you and your group ready for your first walk. Let's get into it. What is Big Walk? Big Walk is a cooperative adventure from House, the studio behind Untitled Goose Game, published by Panic, and it just launched in August in 2026 on Steam, PlayStation 5, and Switch 2, with full crossplay between all three. Here's the core idea. You and a group of friends, anywhere from 2 to 12 people, wander a big open island together, solving puzzles, uncovering secrets, and mostly just hanging out. The developers call it a walker talker, and that's genuinely the best way to describe it. But here's what most beginners completely miss going in. This isn't a game you can play solo, and it's not really built around Discord calls either. Big Walk uses its own proximity voice chat system built directly into the game. And honestly, that's the entire point. Your voice fades with distance, echoes in caves, and crackles through walkie-talkies. It's not a technical limitation, it's the actual core mechanic the whole game is designed around. Story and setting. There's no heavy narrative here in the traditional sense, no cutscenes explaining a plot. You're exploring a big, realistic looking island dotted with colorful cartoon buildings, uncovering little mysteries and secrets as you go. The story really comes from your group's own experience, what you find, what goes wrong, what you argue about along the way. It's less about following a script and more about creating your own memorable moments with the people you're playing with. Core gameplay loop. So, what will you actually be doing most of the time? Walking, mostly, but that's not as boring as it sounds. You'll explore the island, find colorful puzzle buildings that can't be solved solo, and complete them to earn small collectible objects. Most players end up calling them beans. Bring enough beans to specific drop-off points and you unlock new tools, features, and parts of the world, like a monorail or a map room. This next mechanic completely changes how you should play. A lot of these puzzles genuinely require multiple people in different locations at the same time, coordinating entirely through your voices and whatever communication tools you're carrying. It's less solve the puzzle and more organize your group well enough to solve the puzzle, which is a different kind of challenge than most co-op games ask of you. First things every beginner should do. Before you dive in, here's what actually matters. First, get your group set up properly. Big Walk strongly wants you using its built-in proximity chat, not an external call. Using Discord or Steam voice chat basically breaks the game's core design, since you'll bypass the moments where you're supposed to lose contact with each other. Second, spend a few minutes in the tutorial area. It's set up like a little playground with buttons, climbable objects, and simple interactions. It's genuinely worth learning the controls here before heading out into the open world. Third, decide on a group size realistically. Puzzles automatically scale based on your lobby, 2, 3, or 4 plus players. But even with up to 12 people, puzzles stay tuned around a 4-player difficulty. Bigger groups mean more hands, but also more chaos, so know what your friend group actually wants going in. Beginner-friendly settings and controls. Controls are simple. This isn't a mechanically demanding game, The real challenge is entirely social and navigational. One thing worth knowing early: traversal can be a little finicky. Characters can get stuck on small ledges, rocks, or the edges of terrain, so don't panic if movement feels clunky at first. It's a known quirk of the game, not something you're doing wrong. Resources, tools, items, and currency. There's no traditional currency here. Instead, your main resources are the beans you collect from puzzles and the physical tools scattered across the island. Walkie-talkies let you talk across distances when you're too far apart for proximity chat. Flashlights matter once night falls, since the island gets genuinely dark. Maps help you actually figure out where you are. This next tip will save you hours of frustration. You can only carry one item at a time. That's not a bug. It's very intentional. Want a flashlight and a map? You'll need two different people carrying them. Plan who's holding what before you split up, or you'll end up stuck without the one tool you actually needed. Progression system. Progression in Big Walk isn't about stats or levels. It's about unlocking new parts of the world and new tools. As you turn in beans at collection points, you'll unlock things like transportation options, backpacks, and hip holsters for carrying extra gear. But here's the catch: you can't access your own backpack. A teammate has to physically open it and hand you items. It sounds small, but it completely changes how your group has to communicate and cooperate moment to moment. Exploration and important locations. The island is large, and a lot of the best content isn't marked with a giant waypoint arrow. Some shortcuts and secrets are genuinely missable, which is part of the appeal. Your discoveries feel like your own, not something a hood told you to go find. There's one mechanic the game never really explains well. Proximity chat is intentionally designed to fail sometimes, especially indoors, in caves, or across long distances. That's not a bug you need to fix. It's meant to push your group toward physically finding each other or using tools like walkie-talkies instead. Best beginner strategies. Before you split up to cover more ground, actually talk about who's carrying what. It sounds obvious, but new groups constantly forget this and end up separated with the wrong tools in the wrong hands. Don't rush toward the endgame content either. A lot of Big Walk's charm comes from the slow, chaotic in between moments. The argument over who holds the megaphone, the accidental item drops off cliffs, the detours that go nowhere but end up being memorable anyway. Biggest beginner mistakes. Let's go through what trips up almost every new group. 1. Using Discord or an external voice call instead of the in-game proximity chat, which quietly breaks a huge part of the game's design. 2. Trying to play solo, which simply isn't supported. 3. Splitting up without deciding who's carrying which tool first. 4. Holding items in front of you while climbing, which makes it way too easy to accidentally drop or throw them. 5. Rushing past the tutorial area instead of learning the controls properly. 6. Forgetting that someone else has to open your backpack for you. Don't wander off assuming you can grab your own gear. 7. Panicking when proximity chat cuts out instead of recognizing it's often intentional. 8. Ignoring the day-night cycle and getting caught somewhere dark with no flashlights. 9. Bringing too large a group without setting expectations, since more players means more chaos and slower coordination. 10, expecting a HUD arrow to guide you to everything. A lot of this game rewards actually exploring, not following markers. Advanced mechanics. The game doesn't explain well. A few things worth knowing that Big Walk doesn't spell out clearly. Nonverbal communication tools exist for a reason. Things like whiteboards and laser pointers let you communicate even when proximity chat fails or you're trying to be sneaky about a plan. They're less efficient than a walkie-talkie, but they add a genuinely fun layer of creative communication your group won't expect at first. Also worth knowing, sound design plays a bigger mechanical role than you'd expect. Hallways echo, caves distort your voice, and walkie-talkies crackle realistically. Understanding how your voice actually travels in different environments can help you plan callouts and meetups more effectively instead of just yelling into the void. Quality of life and things to prioritize. Prioritize unlocking shared transportation and map tools early. They make coordinating a large island significantly less frustrating once your group starts spreading out. And don't skip the just hanging out moments, sitting and watching a sunset, or messing around with your friends isn't wasted time. It's genuinely part of the experience the developers built this game around. Frequently asked beginner questions. Quick beginner FAQ. Can I play alone? No. Big Walk requires cooperative play and doesn't support solo sessions. How many players can join? Between 2 and 12, though puzzles stay balanced around a 4-player difficulty even in bigger groups. Is it cross-platform? Yes. Full crossplay across Steam, PlayStation 5, and Switch 2 from day one. How long is it? Expect several hours for the main experience, with additional post-credits content and secrets for groups that want to keep exploring afterward. Is Big Walk worth playing? Let's be honest about this one. The pros, genuinely inventive puzzle design, an incredibly well-built proximity chat system that actually shapes gameplay instead of just existing as a feature, and a real sense of shared memory making with friends that few co-op games manage to pull off. It's been getting glowing reviews since launch. The cons. Traversal can be a little clunky, getting separated from your group is a genuine source of frustration at times. And because it requires real coordination and scheduling with friends, it's not a game you can just casually hop into solo whenever you feel like it. If you've got a solid group of friends who enjoy slower, communication heavy experiences, genuinely worth setting time aside for. If you're looking for a quick solo session or fast paced action, this isn't that game. Final thoughts. Big Walk isn't really about winning or optimizing anything. It's about the walk itself and who you're walking it with. Don't rush it, let the detours happen. Some of the best moments in this game come from things going wrong, not from things going perfectly. So tell me, how many people are in your Big Walk group? What's the funniest thing that's already gone wrong for you? And have you found a bean house yet? Drop it in the comments. If this helped you and your group get started, a like goes a long way. And subscribe if you want more Big Walk content going forward. Alright, go grab your friends. See you in the next one.